Okay, so my name is Chris Giljam, spelled K-H-R-I-S, last name Giljam, G-I-L-J-A-M, and my pronouns are he, they. So I'm still kind of working on a mission statement, but Alphabet Soup is a lot of things. It's really hard to like summarize in like a neat kind of cookie cutter way. But currently we're an organization at UNF where instead of like hosting our own events, we kind of try to host like smaller scale meetups as opposed to like larger events where people can just hang out and chat and have like the same thing every single time, where we get like crafts and card games out there, that way people know what to expect. And we also have a meetup channel in our Discord server where, when it works ideally, people will like post events that they want to go to, and then find like groups of people to go to those events with, because, you know, showing up to a new event, it's kind of hard to go if, you know, you don't know people. It can be like really intimidating just showing up to an event by yourself. So but basically, like, I chose UNF because of the LGBT Center back in 2022. When I came here, like, over the fall, I looked up what is the most LGBT friendly campus in Florida, and UNF was listed as #1 in Florida and #1 in the South. But yeah, I have like a little card saying it, and yeah, basically the LGBT Center was like super important for me and super important for a lot of students, because I would just like show up to the LGBT Center and just like hang out there, because they just had like it was really like what you would define a third space. Third space is a place in between home and work, or in this case class, where, you know, really just hang out, and there aren't really any other spaces on campus like that anymore. So, I don't know, since the LGBT Center closed, I think that, you know, so many of us chose UNF just because of the LGBT Center, and I think that we have a very small window of opportunity right now, because UNF, as opposed to like all of the other colleges in Florida and maybe even nationwide, we have a abnormally large LGBT population here on this campus. That is a very unique situation, and I really think that eventually these bills that shut down our center are going to get overturned, and I think that one day something like Alphabet Soup could turn into a movement, like, to bring back not just the LGBT Center, but the Women's Center and Interfaith Center as well. And that's something that, you know, students really have to push for, and we really have to be organized. Okay, so I think like why it's so important to have community is like, it first depends on what you define community as. Like, how do you even define community? I think it's something that it's just like people really stand in like fierce solidarity with each other and are able to like support each other during rough times. And, you know, obviously like you have like friends and people you see around, and like I think visibility and consistency is really like what we need here to build community. And I think that that's not necessarily always done like with events. Like, events are super good, events are really visible, but a lot of times, you know, like people will show up to an event and, you know, they won't really walk away with a new friend or anything. It's like, yeah, you meet people, you hang out, it's great, but it's like, how do you kind of get past that step, and how do you sort of get to the point where you can consider someone a friend and like really build a relationship with people? And that's something that I've personally struggled with, and I found that that's something that other people within the organization struggle with. So that's something that we try to tackle with the organization.